hosting ability,
Okay.
and we are
Oh, it looks like we're
showing the
live now.
live streaming.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience as we worked out our technical difficulties.
Yes. So I'm letting Matt know he should send back hosting to me when he's up and running.
Do you want, I wonder if I should read, let me just say again, thank you to the judges today. We have Art Vaughn, Dennis Goulet, and Silvana Della Camera. We're going to start by judging each category and scoring each image in the categories one at a time. Then once we've done all the categories, the top images from each category will appear and the judges will pick their best in show. Then we will go back to each category and announce the winner, breaking any ties as necessary. And finally, the judges will see all their top scoring images so that they each can pick their judge's choice. So we have a total of 13 award winners.
Okay, so I've paused the recording and nothing's showing up on YouTube right now, and I can't share my screen, so there's nothing to record.
There we are. It says YouTube in the top corner.
Yeah, but there's nothing streaming.
Because he paused the recording. They go hand in hand.
He said we are live.
And I can't share my screen.
Let me text him. If people are watching, please be patient with us as we work out the technical details.
Oh, I see the YouTube live at the top. Okay.
I'm going to mute myself and call him.
Okay.
There's a thing that came up that said Shane was the host.
Yep, I'm back in. You guys, everybody should be seeing my thing, and is the recording. Let me double check the recording. Okay, so we're back live.
Thank you
Thanks.
for everybody's patience.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna start. I'm gonna turn off my camera here. Yeah, there's a stop video button. Sorry about that. Okay, so judges, we're going to start with Cityscape, and we're not doing a run through, just so the audience knows. The judges, as Sandy mentioned, have seen the photos, so we'll just go right to scoring. And here we go with the first photo in Cityscape. Score 24. Okay.
Oh, I'm not seeing that, Shane.
No.
Let me, how do I get the tab at the bottom to disappear so I can see it?
Andy, is there a thing that says chat visible down on your toolbar? If you click on chat, and then it'll take a couple seconds and then it should go away.
Okay, this one scored at 24. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one and see if it pops up for you, Sandy. Score 25. Are you seeing anything yet, Sandy?
I'll see if I can get it to go away.
And then try moving your cursor off to the side so
that.
the toolbar at the bottom goes away.
Unmaximize your window.
That's what yep, I just did that. We'll see if that helps. That should help. Go ahead.
Okay. Score 25 on this one.
Score 21. Score 22. Score 21. Score 21. Score 26. Score 26. Score 23.5. Score 22.5. Score 23.5. Score 22.5. Score 19.5. Score 21.5. Score 23. Score 20.5. Score 23.5. Score 20.5. Score 28. Score 26.5. Score 26. Score 21.5. Score 22. Score 21.5. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score 20.5. Score 22.
Oh, sorry about that. I was trying to get rid of the bar at the top. We're gonna have to get to that photo.
We're at Shine On.
Okay. Here we go.
Yep. Score 25. Score 24.5. Score 19.5. Score 23.5. Score 26. Score 26. Score 23. Score 21.5. Score 21. Score 29.5. And that
Okay.
concludes Cityscape.
Great job.
And next is Creative.
Here comes photo 1.
Score 24.5. Score 26.5. Score 22. Score 25. Score 23. Score 21.5. Score 21.5. Score 23. Score 21. Score 22. Score 24. Score 21. Score 27. Score 24.5. Score 20.5. Score 22.5. Score 25.5. Score 23. Score 25.5. Score 21.5. Score 22. Score 20.5. Score 21.5. Score 21.5. Score 24.5. Score 21. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score 22. Score 23. Score 22.5. Score of 20. Score 22. Score 22.5. Score of 25. Score 20.5. Score of 26. Score of 27. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score of 23. Score of 22. Score 22.5. Score 23.5. Score 24.5. Score of 25. Score of 25. Score 20.5.
Hey,
And that concludes creative.
yeah. So judges, is the pacing about right? You want me to keep this pacing faster, slower?
I think it's just right.
Yeah, it seems to be good.
Okay,
Yeah, no faster, Shane, because I have to record the scores.
okay.
So which category is this?
This is landscape.
Okay, all right.
Score 19.5. Score 21.5. Score 23. Score of 23. Score of 26. Score of 22. Score 20 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score of 22. Score 26 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 26. Score 19 and a half. Score 24. Score of 22. Score 18 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score of 25. Score of 25. Score of 23. Score 25 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score 26. Score 23. Score 24. Score 20 and a half. Score 21 and a half. Score 20 and a half. Score of 22. Score of 25. Score 22.5. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score of 22. Score 23.5. Score of 23. Score of 22. Score 23.5. Score 24.5. Score 25.5. Score 22. Score 23.5. Score of 24. Score of 26. Score 25.5. Score of 23. Score of 26. Score of 23. Score of 23. Score 25.5. Score 26.5. Score 25.5. Score 25. Score 22. And that should complete landscape.
Okay, that was a long category.
Yes.
Well, this one's going to be longer.
The next one is monochrome.
Okay, here we go. First monochrome image coming up.
Judge 3. Oh, there we go. Score 25. Score of 24. Score of 24. Score 22.5. Score of 25. Score of 23. Score 23.5. Score 22. Score 25. Score of 23. Score of 25. Score 24.5. Score of 23. Score 26.5. Score 24.5. Score 23. Score 24. Score 24.5. Score 26. Score 26.5. Score 24.5. Score 24. Score of 24. Score of 24. Score of 18. Score 22.5. Score 25. Score of 22. Score 24.5. Score 22. Score 24.5. Score of 25. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score of 25. Score 25.5. Score 21. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score of 22. Score 24.5. Score of 18. Score of 26. Score 25.5. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score 25.5. Score of 18. Score 22.5. Score 22.5. Score 22. Score 21. Score of 24. Score of 25. Score of 24. Score of 28. Score of 23. Score of 18. Score of 24.5. Score of 23. Score of 28. Score of 24.5. Score 26. Score 23 and a half. Score of 23. Score of 20. Score 24 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 25. Score 26 and a half. Score of 25. Score 26 and a half. Score 26. Score 22 and a half. Score 24. Score of 28. Score 25 and a half. Score 25. Score 25 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 26 and a half. And that should conclude monochrome.
Okay.
Now, before we start, I just want to say, for the nature competition, the entries were supposed to meet the PSA nature rules. So hopefully everybody is familiar with that.
Okay, here we go. 71 photos, long but shorter than monochrome.
Score of 25. Score of 18. Score of 24. Score 25 and a half. Score 22. Score 24 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score of 25. Score of 27. Score of 24. Score of 24 and a half. Score 22. Score 23 and a half. Score of 18. Score 23 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 25. Score 28. Score 24 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 22. Score 28 and a half. Score 25. Score 26. Score 26. Score 25 and a half. Score 27. Score 24. Score of 28. Score 18 and a half. Score 24. Score 23 and a half.
Silvana, yours didn't come through. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Score of 18. Score 23 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 24. Score 25. Score 26 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score of 18. Score 21 and a half. Score of 18. Score 23 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score of 18. Score 22. Score 23 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 27. Score of 22. Score of 26. Score of 18. Score of 24. Score of 25 and a half. Score 21 and a half. Score of 28. Score 27.5. Score of 25. Score 25.5. Score of 24. Score 25.5. Score of 27. Score of 28. Score of 18. Score 25.5. And that concludes our nature competition. Would we like to take a 5-minute break?
That's good.
We're about halfway through.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we'll take a quick 5-minute break or so, and then we'll finish up. So be back in 5 minutes.
No, I'm not. Okay, looks like we're all back.
Everybody's back?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, hang on. Is everybody here?
Do we have
Sylvania,
Silvana?
Silvana, she had audio problems. I told her to drop out and come back in. I guess that was her. 5047.
Sandy, do we know if YouTube is working, if people are able to watch it on it?
I'm pretty sure they're not. I got email that was, no, I don't know. This email's from 20 minutes in. Says it wasn't live. Don't know. I just texted Silvana.
I just got a text that said, that asked, can I get back on? But I'm on.
Oh, so that was you, Art, that I was, so that was, so you lost audio, you're back now. I couldn't tell whose phone number it was.
I'm back on. My headset just crashed and burned.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, I'm back.
So we're ready when everybody else is.
Mhm.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, open
Okay,
subject.
so we're open subject.
Here we go.
Score 26.5. Did the score come up? Because I can't see it if it did.
Yeah, Shane, you were on mute. Shane, you're on mute. It's 24.5, Sandy.
Okay,
And the score did come up, Sandy. You might have to resize your screen.
I did before. But now I have, it seems like somebody's, I don't know if it's your sharing is across or if it's mine. Let me,
I can see that scroll bar at the bottom on mine too.
Yep.
There. Yeah.
now my, hold on, my size is all messed up. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get back to full screen. I apologize. There we go. Yeah, I still have the toolbar at the bottom.
The score on this one is 24.5.
Maybe Rhonda, you just read for me.
Yeah, try moving your scroll, your cursor up, take it out of full screen mode and take your cursor off to the side.
Yeah, I tried that. It's still not, I don't know why it's not working.
Okay, I'll read them until you get it back and then let me know when it comes back up for you.
Okay.
Shane, you're on mute. Okay, go ahead, judges. Oh, now I just lost the scroll there. It's gone. Score 25. Score 23.5. Score 24.
Shane, do you have your cursor off the bottom?
My cursor's not on the bottom.
Okay, because it went away and then it came back.
Score 24.
Yeah, I'm making sure my cursor's out of the way here, so hang on. Okay.
Score 24. Score 23. Score 25. Score 25.
You see it now, Rhonda.
Okay.
Score of 23. Score of 25. Score of 24. Score 24. Score 22 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 21 and a half. Score 23. Score 22 and a half. Score 27. Score 26. Score 24 and a half. Score 27. Score 21 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score 27 and a half. Score 24. Score 25. Score 22 and a half. Score 21.5. Score 25.5. Score 22.5. Score 21.5. Score 24.5. Score 23. Score 25.5. Score 25.5. Score 24.5. Score 25.5. Score 26. Score 21.5. Score of 24. Score of 25. Score 24. Score 26.5. Score of 26. Score of 23. Score 24.5. Score 27. Score 23.5. Score 25. Score 22. Score 23.5. Score 23. Score of 26. Score 26.5. Score 25. Score 24.5. Score 23.5. Score 24.5. Score 25. Score of 25. Score of 25. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score 21. Score 22.5. Score 28. Score 25. Excuse me. Score 25.5. Score 21. Score 24.5. Score 23.5. Score 25.5. Score 22. Score 24. Score of 25. Score of 23. Score of 24. Score 27. Score 25. Score 22. Score 27. Score 24.5. Score 27. Score 27. And that concludes open. All right, next is photojournalism.
Okay, here we go. Scoring the first one.
Score 25.5. Score 25. Score of 23. Score 24 and a half. Score 24. Score 25. Score 25 and a half. Score of 25. Score of 25. Score of 22. Score of 21. Score 24. Score 26. Score 23. Score 23. Score 22 and a half.
Score 22.
We didn't get it. Oh, there it goes. I had a delay.
Okay.
Score 23 and a half. Score 21 and a half. Score 22. Score 24. Score 23 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 25. Score 20 and a half. Score 22. Score 24. Score 24 and a half. Score 24.5. Score 26.5. And that concludes photojournalism. Everybody good to continue on? Okay, we'll start with portrait.
Here we go.
Score 26. Score 23.5. Score 24.
Dennis, yours didn't make it in.
There we go, 23. Score 25. Score 22.5. Score 22.5. Score 21.5. Score 24. Score 26.5. Score 25. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score 22.5. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score 24.5. Score 25.5. Score 24. Score 24. Score 25. Score 23.5. Score 26. Score 25.5. Score 25.5. Score 20.5. Score 22. Score 24.5. Score 24.5. Score 25.5. Score 27. Score 25.5. Sylvan, oh, there we go, 25.5. Score 26. Score 25. Score 25.5. Score 23.5. Score 26. Score 24. Score 26.5. Score 25.5. Score 26.5. Score 25. Score 24. Score 23.5. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score 23. Score 24. Score 25. Score 26. Score 24.5. Score 25. Score 25.5. Score of 25. Score of 26. Score of 25. Score of 23. Score 25 and a half. Score of 23. Score of 26. And that concludes portraits. And last category, waterscapes.
Last category. As you say. Here we go. Scoring the photos.
Score of 24. Score of 25. Score 23 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score 27. Score 22 and a half. Score 23. Score 24 and a half. Score 25. Score 26 and a half. Score 27. Score 23. Score 22. Score of 24. Score 22 and a half. Score 22 and a half. Score 23. Score 26 and a half. Score 25 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 22 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 23. Score 23. Score 22 and a half. Score 22 and a half. Score 21 and a half. Score 25. Score 26. Score 23 and a half.
Score 21 and a half.
Sorry, I moved my cursor. Now I can't see it.
Okay.
It's 21 and a half.
Yes.
Thank you.
$26 and a half.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Now the thing at the bottom has come up again. Let me try resetting it. Ah, it just keeps doing that on me. Okay. There we go. $24 and a half. $22. Score 23 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 24 and a half. Score 25. Score 24 and a half. Score 24. Score 25. Score 25 and a half. Score 26 and a half. Score 23 and a half. Score 22. Score 24. Score 22 and a half. Score 24. Score 25. Score 23.5. Score 22.5. Score 22. Score 24.5. Twenty-three and a half. Score 25.5. Score 24. Score 24.5. Score 22.5. Score 22.5. Score 26.5. Score 23.5. Score 27. Score 24.5. Score 26.5. Score 24.5. Score 23.5. Score 24.5. Score 25.5. And that concludes our scoring.
Yeah. So next up is best in show, or do we want to take a short break or ready to go?
How did the judges feel?
Let's take a short break, please.
Okay. So we will take a short break and be right back.
Sure. Mhm. Oh, man. Oops.
A lot of work that you guys went through to score 544 photos. Amazing job.
Yep.
Art and everybody else. Dennis, Savannah.
I'm here.
Yeah, some really beautiful work.
Yes,
Yeah. I'm
that was a
glad I
big
did that.
job.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you. Now comes the fun part. Breaking
Exactly.
ties. I don't think we have too many.
Yeah, well, in the best in show, it'll be a tough choice. I'm going to bring those up now.
So judges, as we talked before, feel free to discuss, and give us your thought process in narrowing this down.
Yeah. So what this is the top couple from each category. And if there was a tie in the first or second place, you're going to get more than 18. So we have 29. And actually, the way I'm going to start, since we've been doing this for a couple hours, is I'm going to do a run through. We'll take a look at every photo for a couple seconds. And then, as Sandy just mentioned, the three of you need to start discussing it. Maybe it's obvious which one it should be picked, or you eliminate some, however the discussion goes. But we're going to start with a run through. So here we go. I think what works is if we just start with Judge 1, which is Art, and then Dennis and Savannah, and we'll just keep changing that up as we go through. But kick us off, Art.
Well, I gotta tell you, my eye goes right to that wildebeest smothered in leopards. And if it wasn't that, it would be the American flag with the eagle. Those are the ones that just smack me right in the kisser.
So what about you, Dennis?
Well, what does that for me is the train and the bridge, because of the amount of symmetry,
Yeah,
and you had to take some planning to put that together. I also like the Antelope Canyon, but the wildebeest is also pretty good.
What's interesting about the antelope, the one with the arch of the dark overhead, that looks like a breaking wave made of sandstone. That's kind of very unusual.
Okay. Savannah, where are you at?
Well, I oscillate between the wildebeest because that is, you look at the face of the wildebeest, you look at the cheetahs. There's just so much going on with all of them at once. It just smacks you in the face. The other ones that I really love is the skyline of Manhattan with the moon in between the two beams. That takes quite a bit of planning in order to determine where that crescent moon is gonna be in between the two beams. So in terms of technical execution, that is spectacularly done. And I mean, all through it, the exposure, the whole thing, it's just a beautiful image. And then another one that I really love is the leopard licking his or her chops. I mean, he or she's looking right at you. And I mean, it's a really tough toss up for me between the three. Actually, let me add a fourth one. That bubble, that is a really hard thing to execute. You have to have perfect conditions. And the fact that the maker got the sunburst right behind the bubble, pretty cool. But those are the ones that I'm really struggling with.
Well, we can start eliminating if there's particular ones that you think are not in the running. You can let Shane know and he can remove those so we can just start to work it down if you'd like.
Oh, we.
That might be easier, only because there are other ones in here that are, in my opinion, really well done. And since they're combining categories, it makes it even more harder to determine.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be a long conversation. Now, I think, between the three of you, seems like we had at least 9 or 10. Some of them didn't come up at all. And as Sandy said, maybe we can just pick a few to get rid of, and then all three of you talk again. But we first have to talk to figure out if there's some you want to get rid of that are not in play now that you've discussed, let's say the top 8 or 9. Any that you can all agree on to get rid of?
Yeah, how about the first 2 birds?
Everybody else okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, they're gone.
Okay, perhaps the sea smoke. I don't think that's going to rise to the top.
Which one is that?
It's the lighthouse and the sea smoke.
Right
This
there.
one?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I think all of the portraits, the ones we were discussing, nothing wrong with the portraits, but I don't think that they are going to stand up to the strength of the others. So you got the fellow with the beard in the top row, the mandrill or whatever that is. I'm talking about the human portraits right now. Okay.
Okay.
The blacksmith, I think, is one of them. That one.
This guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Blacksmith is gone. We got a cowboy in the middle bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hate to sound cruel, but well,
Okay.
the fellow holding the photograph.
What do the rest of you think?
Yeah, that's
Agree.
yeah. What I mentioned about all of the portraits seemed to be okay with me.
Okay. This one too?
Yeah.
Okay. So that got us down to quite a ways.
Wow.
I think the hands could go too. When you look at them in reference to the other images, they did, in terms of relative visual impact, I don't think the hands are up to snuff in comparison.
Yeah,
Well,
that's okay with me.
Okay. The upper right here. Okay. Getting rid of those.
Are we? Oh my golly.
I think the black and white next to the leopard,
Oh, the interior of the church.
yeah, that one doesn't have as much, doesn't really stand up to the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 13, 16, about 20. But so there's a few left on here that none of you in your first pass talked about. So let me just ask, and we'll start and go backwards this time. So we'll start with Sylvania, then Dennis, then Art. But again, what are your top, let's say 3 from each of you? So we're gonna-
For my top one is I misidentified the big cats all over that wildebeest. I was looking at the wrong thinking about spots. That is my top pick right now. After that would be the leopard with his tongue out, and boy, oh boy. The other one's a tough call. I would say that Antelope Canyon with the breaking wave made of sandstone looks pretty stinking good.
Okay,
That'll be my 3 right now.
those are your 3. Okay, okay, we'll go in the same order. So Dennis, what's your top 3?
Well, let Silvana go, because I may just agree with what they both have.
Okay, so Silvana?
Tough one. The one with the cheetahs, definitely in. Your eye just keeps on going to that. I really love the moraine lake on the bottom. That one just has a lot of visual impact, and Antelope Canyon is in tie in my head with the New York skyline with the crescent moon. I'm like battling mentally with that one.
Okay, so I mean, you picked 4 here as your top 4. Do you want to swap any of those around, or are you good with those?
Let's stay with those.
Okay, which was Antelope, the New York skyline, the
Yep.
wildebeest, and this.
Moraine Lake at the bottom. Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
Okay, Dennis, what about your top 3?
I think I can live with those choices.
Okay,
The
so
winner
what
is somewhere.
okay, so what I'm thinking is we get rid of all except for these, I think it's 7.
Yep.
Do one more walkthrough, and then you guys have a final discussion. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Good with me.
Sure.
Okay, so that one's gone, this one's gone, gone. These are good pictures. Don't get everybody confused here, right?
Yes, no, there's no doubt. They are amazing photos. Unfortunately, we have to narrow it down.
Yeah, so Canadian Rockins goes, Moraine Lake stays, this bird goes, sunset paddling goes, there's Antelope train, we're gonna drop the train.
Yep.
Then the lake, Milky Way got dropped, we got the wildebeest, we got New York City, we got this, and we dropped this one. So I guess we're down to 6. So I'm just gonna, we'll just walk through those, so you get one more view full size, and then just do the discussion. Or is there one that I dropped you want me to bring back? Are we okay? Okay, here it goes. Walk through here. Okay. Okay,
So now
Okay.
what?
now let's start actually at the bottom and go up. So I mean, Judge 3, Savannah. Actually, Dennis, let's have you pick your top 1 and then just go around and see where we get to. And just you guys jump in, but I'm gonna let Dennis kick it off.
Okay. Well, I guess the way I look at it is would be that, it's something that like I wish I had taken. Like I wish it was in my camera.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of them, I wish I had. But Silvana had a good point about the New York photograph, and that took a lot of planning. But I really do like that wildebeest with
Okay,
all the cheetahs on it.
Savannah.
Yeah, I guess I could say that the wildebeest would be my top choice.
Okay,
I'm with Dennis. It's like I'm looking at all these images, and the the element of, oh, I wish I I was there with my camera getting this is heavily weighing. All of these are spectacular. But I have to say, it's the cheetahs with the wildebeest that still has that, oh my God, impact. I think it's because you're looking at a moment that, I mean, all of them are moments that are never to be seen again in many ways, but that one with the wildebeest, it makes you really think about a lot of things. So I think I would go with the wildebeest and cheetahs as well.
Art, you okay with that?
The wildebeest image is the one that I would be most disappointed in missing because my battery was pooped out. So it's got to be that one. That is astounding.
Okay, so I think in the end here, we're at the wildebeest. Any questions or any comments?
No, that's a
Okay,
good choice.
Looks like we have our best in show. Thank you, judges, for that.
let's see who it is.
That is gruesome as anything.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay,
And how
So
would you,
Nowhere to Go by Lori LeBrecq.
how would you ever reshoot that?
You never could.
My
That's
heart
the
just goes
thing.
out to the poor wildebeest.
yeah.
Yeah,
Look at the
same
die.
here, but I think those cheetahs probably, fed a lot of mouths literally with their family.
Yeah.
But an amazing shot, amazing.
Okay. Good choices, Judge. Good choice. Okay, so now it gets a lot easier because if we do have any ties, it's going to be, one or two photos. I think Judge's choice will be at the end. Let's see. Hang on here. I want to make sure. I think we're good. I'm gonna. Does this work? Yeah. Okay. Oops. So we bring that Judge's choice back, and now we're just going to step through the categories. And if there's a tie, there's a tie. If there's not, there's nothing to do. So we're at Cityscape and no ties. Let's see who the winner is. Sandy, you want to read these or?
Oh, sorry, yes, David Henkel for 9/11 Memorial and the Crescent Moon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was trying to write it down while you still had it on the screen.
Okay. So, and judges, what you're noticing is, of course, those ones that you were discussing are some of the best photos, probably half of them are going to come up as we go through here. So for the photographer, all wasn't lost. Okay, let's see
So
what
are
we
you
have.
only needing first place in each category?
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Okay. And we have a first place tie. Let's see what's up. Okay, so let's do a discussion. Dennis, why don't you kick this off?
I think of the two, I like the bald eagle best.
Silvana?
Although I love the bald eagle, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about the other image on the left with the rabbits in the trees in terms of difficulty and skill of the maker to create this. It just has, this was a lot of work to put together. Not to say that the bald eagle and the flag was not a difficult task, but in all the pieces that are required to create the image on the left, there's a lot of work here, and that's the one I'm leaning towards in terms of effort of execution.
Okay. Art?
Wow.
the
The
die.
one on the left, it has an Alice in Wonderland quality about it that's very pleasing. But I gotta tell you, I still gotta go with that flag with the eagle. Nothing wrong with the one on the left. It's a gorgeous image, but that one on the eagle, eagle with the flag, very well done. And the way the eagle is looking, the head and beak and eye are parallel with the stripes of the flag, and the placement of the eye of the eagle within the field of stars. That's my pick.
Yeah. And we probably should have mentioned early on, but in these, there doesn't have to be a consensus, right? It's 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, however it comes. And so right now we have 2 votes for the Eagle and 1 for Midsummer's Twilight. Any more discussion, or do we go with the flag?
Go with the flag.
Okay. Both great photos.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay, moving to landscape.
Oh, you have to show who,
Oh, thanks,
that we
Sandy. I
show the
forgot to
winner.
show the winner.
we have to give them their proper due.
Yes.
So first in creative is Mary Ann Flick with American Bald Eagle. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay, now the landscape.
Now we go to landscape.
And there's another first place tie here. Whoa,
Boy,
4
Uh-oh.
photos.
Uh-oh.
Ah. They look familiar.
Yeah. You
Why
want
don't we
me
do
to
a
bring them up
run-through?
larger, or are we okay to start the discussion?
want to do a run through?
Sure.
Okay, we'll just be real quick. I'll just do it by hand here with the old magnify button. Okay, and Silvana, why don't you kick this discussion off? We're just taking turns here.
Okay, beautiful images across the board, but my eye keeps on getting drawn to the Canadian Rockies with the Moraine Lake, with the beautiful reflections of the mountains. No matter what I do, my eye, even peripherally, goes to that image. So that's my pick.
Okay, Art, you're up.
Well, that would be my second pick. My first is the Grand Canyon. That has such an amazing quality of depth to it. By the lighting on the face of the rocks on the left, the road in the middle distance, and then the light from the rising sun on the misty area there in the distance. What a great sense of depth in that. So my pick would be Grand Canyon. My second pick would be Canadian Rockies.
Okay, Dennis, it's up to you for the tiebreaker.
Okay, could I look at the Grand Canyon again?
I'm going to make you look at both of them. So we'll start here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I had scored the Grand Canyon pretty high when I was going through it myself. So I think that would be my, it's got a very moody look to it. So I think the lighting on that is very interesting.
Okay.
So that would be my choice.
So Grand Canyon, 2 out of 3. Okay.
2 out of 3.
And okay, so there's Grand Canyon, and I'm going to show the winner.
So Dina Spector with South Rim of Grand Canyon at sunrise takes first in landscape. Congratulations.
Okay, monochrome. We have a tie. Okay, 3-way. We saw all of these, I think, in the best in show. If you want to see them again, let me know. And Art, your turn to kick off the discussion.
The bubble is excellent, wonderful, hard to do, but my eye goes right to that portrait on the left. The lighting in that is very nicely done, and also the little bit of lighting, highlighting that comes from the lower right up along the side of his hood there. The lighting in that is absolutely terrific. Yeah, yeah, exactly right. That's really nice. That would be my pick right now. Second would be the bubble.
Okay, Dennis?
Yeah. I mean, it's black and white's always difficult for me because I don't do it myself. So picking out those kind of fine details like Art just brought up is, I see some of it, but not all of it. I do like the lighting on that portrait. And these three were my like top picks for monochrome. So I could go with the with that portrait, but I really like, well, can I see him again? You should
Yes.
blow him up
Yep, here we go.
before I
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. I think I like the bubble myself as the top pick.
Okay, Silvana.
I agree with Dennis. The bubble is beautiful. The other images are lovely, and I do a lot of black and white, and I love the lighting on both of them. There's a lot of great detail. It's beautifully done with the handling and post-processing. And I do agree with Art that the lighting on the portrait of the gentleman on the left is really beautifully handled. But in terms of execution, the difficulty of execution, so you create the bubble and then you post-process it to this beautiful quality. My eye goes to the bubble as well.
Okay, so the bubble has it. And, I think there was, 70 or 80 images in here, and these are just the top three, right? You guys have the hard job here to find the top one. Okay, and let's see who that is.
Joanne Sabicki.
Yeah,
What?
Sandy, you there?
Okay. Joanne, so first in monochrome, Joanne Sabicki with Floating Crystals.
Wow.
I have bubble envy.
Okay, so now we move on to nature, and we know which one won't show up, the best in show. So let's see what we have here. Of course, we have a first place tie. Okay.
Ooh.
So let's see. I think Art kicked the last one off. So Dennis, your turn.
Hey. Well, again, by nature of the fact that the top scorers, they're all wonderful pictures. But as far as the nature story goes, I don't think the Antelope Canyon is much of a story. That's more of a static image. And when we're judging nature, we should be considering the story. So that Cooper's Hawk, that's got some pretty nice lighting on it. Not that anybody set it up, but they were fortunate to get that. I don't think the Bluebird has, good light or great lighting on it. Anyway, it seems a little bit muted to me. So to me, it's between the leopard and the hawk. The leopard does have presence to it. I mean, it really gets in your face because of the tightness of the image. So I think I'll go with the leopard.
Okay. Silvana, where are you at?
I'm not going to repeat everything that Dennis just said, because as I'm looking at them, I'm thinking the same thing. So rather than regurgitating exactly what he said, because I concur with all his points, that leopard, I mean, even the expression on his or her face, it's like there's a contentment. I can't even speak English today. Relayed, and I don't know, there's just so much going on in that face. I definitely go with the leopard, even though the other ones are just stunning.
Okay. Art?
Well, they're all beautiful. I have to concur. The leopard, if you took away the meaty bits, you would take away a lot of the story, but the meaty bits are there. His tongue is out. He's obviously enjoying his meal. That's my pick.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go see whose it is. Showing the winner.
So the first in nature is Susan Case with Dinner Was Delicious. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder what that meaty meal was originally.
Yeah.
There's not much of it left. It's hard to
No.
tell.
Okay. Open subject. Let's check it out. No ties.
Wow.
So let's show the winner.
Good job with this one.
Wow.
Joanne
Wow.
Sabicki with Nature's Nourishment for first and open subject. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Photojournalism. See, we got any ties? No ties. And so this is the winner.
Here is Stephen Labkoff with The Last Jew of Tbilisi. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great image. Wow.
Well done.
There's a story in there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Portrait. No ties in this one either. Oops. No ties. And we'll show the winner.
Ah, okay.
Oh, wow. Congratulations,
that
Shane.
one.
First in portrait.
Oh,
Thank
Way to go, Shane. That's a stunning image. I have
Thank you.
envy again.
Thank you. Yeah. No, it's Bronx Zoo. And just this guy just came up and smiled.
I'm glad you resisted the temptation to whiten its teeth.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Congratulations, Shane.
Waterscape. Let's see what we have. We've had a couple with no ties. It's time for a tie. Yes, we have a tie. Okay.
Thanks.
And I forgot who's next, but I think it's Silvana to kick it
Yeah, I
off.
think Sylvan is next.
Oh, kill me now. These are all my favorites. I love the lighthouse. I am a lighthouse hound, and that sea smoke is just so dreamy. The sunset image, foreground's fabulous. Composition is spot on. So I have to go first.
Yes, you do.
You do. That's-
God. And Moraine Lake, as I said before, I just my eye goes to it. Even though this one's a different image than the one that popped out before, this is the one that I really loved in the category. There's such beautiful light. The sky is exquisite. The reflections. I mean, it's one of those images. Okay, I'm basing it on this. Where I want to be, where I want to stand, and I want to be at Moraine Lake. So that's my choice.
Okay. Okay, you're up, Art.
Well, it's a toss-up between Moraine Lake and the sunset. The sunset has a couple of little things in it that I really like. I like the fact that the cloud is over above the paddler, and the composition is wonderful. Moraine Lake is fine, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the sea smoke either. It's a frigid-looking image, well done, nice sky and everything. My choice would be the paddleboarder, simply by its layout and everything about it. The darker water right at the bottom of the frame, the water leading in from where the sun is into the reed bed and everything. That would be my choice, although I have to agree I would like to be standing at Moraine Lake, but in warmer weather, not right now. But my pick would be the sunset.
Okay, Dennis, you're back in the tie-breaking role.
Yeah, of course. All right, let me see him again,
Okay,
if I have such an important decision to make.
that's a good choice.
Okay. Yep. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, I think, I'd have to go with the Moraine Lake. What I like about it is he used enough polarizer to be able to look down into the rocks, but not enough to get rid of the reflections. So when you look at that, you can see all the rocks underneath the water.
Mhm.
And but still there's enough reflection. You can see some clouds in there, and you can see all of the mountains. So I think, he had depth of field from his toenails all the way out to the mountains. So he did a good job with properly composing and setting the focus on that.
Yeah.
So that's
okay.
what I
Mor-
picked.
It's good comments, everybody. Moraine Lake it is, and I'll go ahead and we'll show the winner.
Winner first in Waterscape is Daryl Harrington with Moraine Lake. Congratulations, Daryl.
Well, it's not a surprise.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's it for that. Now we're to judge's choice.
All right.
And we'll just go through them, judge 1, 2, and 3. And the way this is set up is what's going to come up now is the list of the ones that you scored the highest that are not already have an award. So some of your favorites are going to be gone because they already have an award. So let's see what Art has here.
Yikes.
And let me know if you want to see something, bigger, whatever, Art.
Yep.
Alright.
Or if you want some taken away, you can go that route too.
I'll probably just stab right away. Hang on a minute. Boy, those are all doozies. People are gonna wonder why in the world I picked it. All right, but the one that I crashed into and stopped immediately was the feather in the lower left there on the that one right there. Everything else was absolutely astounding, but this one looks like that feather is sitting on an acrylic surface. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm normally a macro guy, but I got to tell you that there is really, I stopped and studied that for the longest time. I'm going to pick that one.
All right. That's okay.
A nice one.
That is the Art's choice here, and let's go see who it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah. These are so I'm glad I'm not just scoring these and not making the decisions you guys have to make. Okay, let's see who it is.
Mary Ann Lewis with Floating Feather. Congratulations. And this was for Art, correct?
Yes, that's Art.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll bring up a different list for Dennis, and I'm going to go ahead and I got to click on your list. I'll bring it up in this view. It's a little tiny larger. Okay.
All righty. Well, I think we had a few discussions about that portrait, so I think I'll go with the Nomad.
Nomad, yeah. Yeah, and we're seeing some of the great photos everywhere. Okay, so Nomad it is, or however Nomad it's pronounced there, and let's see whose photo it is.
So judge's choice is Richard Kunch with Nomad. Congratulations, Richard.
Okay, Savannah, let's go with your lists that haven't won anything yet. Ooh, long list. I'll bring them up a little tiny
No.
larger.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, really? Oh, the pain is real.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's your choice and nobody's going to second guess you.
I know, but oh, these things were all so spectacular.
You're having
Um,
difficulty, let us know if you want us to take some off the list. To narrow it
That's the
down.
difficulty.
Sorry, I'm trying to help.
Oh my goodness. Can we go through them? I'm sorry.
Yep. I'll just
No,
do a
take your
walkthrough
time.
here.
Take your
Yeah.
time.
And you just tell me when you want me to hit next.
All right, next. Next. This one made me like break into country songs. Yeah, I was actually humming. Okay, next. 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 Hopefully that's the last one, yes.
Yep, that was the last one.
This thing's making me sweat. Okay,
How many you want to eliminate to narrow down the field?
oh, that would help. Okay, so let's eliminate,
Just make it easy for me. Just go left or right in the top row and pick some in the top row.
okay, remove the second one,
Yep.
that one. The lighthouse. Probably the leopard. The bluebird. That one that you can have your cursor on. That one. The man with the beard. The sun one, yeah. The eagle.
Let's see
The
where-
elephants, yeah.
Elephant, yeah. I'm just trying to find out where I'm at. Okay.
The bluebirds. Good Lord. This is so hard.
Yeah.
They're all spectacular.
But it only has to be your favorite, right? Doesn't have
No, but I love them all. That's the problem. I don't have exactly one specific favorite here. I think they're all phenomenal. All right, I think I'm gonna go with the, oh Lord. Can I take another look to toss up between the ice on the
Yeah.
Iceland ice, yeah, that one, and the one next to it, Antelope Canyon.
Okay. Let's look at those
Okay.
two.
Yeah,
The right next to it makes it good. Tell me when you want to switch to antelope.
okay, let's go to Antelope. God, they're both fabulous. All right, so this one here,
Okay,
yeah,
which one?
the ice one.
Okay, back to ice. Okay.
This one here is not to say that the other one is an easy shot to do. There's a lot of seeing involved with both of these, but I know this takes a lot of time to wait for the waves to come in, wait for the waves to go out, and just get that shot. So I think I'm gonna go with the ice.
All right. Okay, so let's go see who got your choice. Here we go. Show the winner.
Lori Lebrecht with Diamonds on the Beach. Congratulations, Lori.
Well
Ah,
done, Laurie. Beautiful.
beautiful. Good title. Matches it.
Well, guys, we are done. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a blast. Kudos, makers.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of amazing images in the competition. So congratulations to all the photographers who entered images.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a tough one sometimes to pick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great job.
Great
Uh,
job.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you to everybody who stuck in with us and watched the competition. We will be announcing shortly the top 100 images in addition to these 13 medal winners. And keep an eye out. We will be announcing sometime probably in May the slideshow with commentaries, because what we do is we take the 13 medal winners plus the top 100, and they all receive commentary from other photographers and are put into a slideshow. And then that will be available for everybody to watch. So we'll let you know, judges, when that's available if you want to watch that. And we do ask that you provide us a short commentary on each of your judge's choice images.
Okay,
And
Do
you can,
you want us to, well, like send a document with the write-up or something like that?
sure, yep, you can send it to me. However you want to do it, if you just want to type it into an email or put it on a document, either way is fine.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
all right.
Thank you.
So I think that's, so thank you again, judges, for all your time. We really appreciate it. That was a difficult job at times. And you did an amazing job, and we really appreciate it.
And will the link to the images still be available? So if I want to go look at the image while I'm commenting on it?
Yes.
Yep, I can email you a copy of the image if you'd like.
Yeah. The judge's view will be there for a while,
Okay,
but after a while it will disappear in a week or two.
Okay, I can send you a thumbnail of your image if you would like.
okay.
All right.
Right, well, thank
Well,
you
thank you
again.
again, Shane, for being our host with the software. I really appreciate it.
Oh, sorry, Sandy, I cut you off.
That's
there.
okay. That's all right.
Yeah, Matt texted me saying we can shut down the recording, so I went ahead and did it. So we're
Okay.
off the recording. Okay.
But it still says YouTube in the top.